More now on the controversy involving the All-American Muslim show on TLC. The Florida Family Association blasted the show, which features Muslims from Dearborn. The conservative group said the show is Muslim propaganda. Lowe's decided to pull its advertising, and we have an expert here now to talk about the fallout from Lowe's decision. Mike Bernacchi is a marketing professor at the University of Detroit Mercy. Good to see you and talk to you as always.
Nice to be here.
About all things marketing. Let's talk first about what goes into a decision like this that Lowe's made to pull the advertising.
Well, you know, they probably looked at what has been happening, what the reaction is when they initially decided to sponsor it. And then, of course, they got reaction, and so then they decided to unsponsor, if you will. And, you know, the problem with reality shows is, A, you never know what's going to happen, but you have to make sure that all shows, reality or otherwise, match your corporate values, whatever that happens to be.
Do you think, though, that with this kind of backlash, because there's so many people are talking about this now, that they anticipated this backlash, factored this into this decision?
Well, if they didn't, they should have. You know, you should have a plan A, a plan B, and then a backup plan to that, and a backup plan to that. I mean, it's insane not to know where you're going to go with this thing. And to change, you know, direction, you better anticipate that it is volatile and that you're going to get reacted to, especially today with the social media. I mean, that's tailor-made for feedback.
Yeah. You know, you've heard people say many times, I'm sure as a marketing professor, and you've probably talked to your students about the idea that you hear people say, well, no publicity is bad publicity. Do you believe that or not in this situation?
It's nonsense, generally speaking. You know, that's an old wives' tale through many, many decades that's been perpetuated. In this case, you know, they better have anticipated this negative feedback, what the reaction is going to be. Is it going to help them during the holiday season with all of this buzz and anti-buzz going on? Probably not. You know, they're sitting there, Home Depot's on top of them, so, you know, this is not going to bode well, probably. If they're comfortable with it, go get it. You know, but they have to be willing to explain that decision and satisfy all publics, not just a single public.
And they say it's just kind of been a lightning rod for controversy, and that they apologize if anyone looks at it as being, you know, bigoted or anything like that, that's not their intention. Is that enough?
No, you know, probably not. When you say you apologize, how deep is the apology? You know, today as we take a look at the religious marketplace, you know, Muslims and Judaism, you know, they're kind of together with a percentage of the population. So if you're going to alienate one sector, you better know what you're going to get as a result of it. You know, ever since 9/11, 2001, you know, there have been issues and issues and issues. I like to remind everybody that there was an ad council ad that developed in 2001, you know, right after 9/11, and you might remember it was I Am an American. And the I Am an American, had every sect, every religion, every creed. And so, you know, Americans want to be treated as Americans inevitably. Business decision better attach to that, whatever it happens to be, because business is not in isolation, it's part of the American way.
Yeah. Mike Bernacchi from University of Detroit Mercy, thank you very much, as always, for your time.